Johnny's Bar and Grill, Mexican and American cuisine with daily and weekly specials, juicy burgers, mouth-watering tacos, and more. 1519 West Highway 150 in Lincolnton.
The individuals depicted have been arrested but not convicted at the time of story postings. This information does not infer or imply guilt of any actions or activity other than their arrest. We make no warranty or guarantee as to the accuracy of this data.
The WHKY News rolls along as we have a look at today's crime report. I'm Ralph Mangum. Following up on an item we had for you earlier this week, a wanted man has been captured by authorities. 25-year-old Derek Bailey Robinson of Lenoir was arrested Tuesday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. Robinson was charged with failure to appear in court, felony counts of breaking and entering, larceny of a firearm, and possession of a stolen firearm. He's also charged with misdemeanor larceny. The Sheriff's Office requested assistance in finding Robinson, as previously reported by WHKY. After a lengthy foot chase through the woods off of Abington Road, deputies took Robinson into custody. He was placed in the Caldwell County Detention Center under a total secured bond of over $103,000. No court date is currently listed. 41-year-old Kevin O'Neill Carroll of Hickory will serve an active prison term of 8 to 10 years after pleading guilty to death by distribution of fentanyl during Catawba County Superior Court on October 23rd. Carroll was sentenced in connection with an incident in which a 31-year-old female victim was found deceased following an overdose at a Hickory apartment complex in September of last year. An investigation showed that the victim purchased fentanyl from Carroll prior to her death. Carroll admitted to selling fentanyl to support his own drug use and told investigators that he had supplied the drug to the victim. An autopsy showed that the victim died from fentanyl and methamphetamine toxicity. Family members addressed the court as they remembered the victim and the circumstances surrounding her death, noting the significance of her loss and the impact it has had on them. Carroll offered an apology and told the court that he never meant to hurt anyone. Josh Rector investigated the case for the Catawba County Sheriff's Office. Assistant District Attorney Howard Wellens handled the prosecution with aid from legal assistant Meredith Scott. 53-year-old Paul Edward Eichert Jr. of Catawba County was sentenced to serve 6 to 8 years in prison following his conviction for fleeing to elude arrest with a motor vehicle. The defendant's sentence was enhanced by his status as an habitual felon. Eichert entered a guilty plea on October 22nd in Catawba County Superior Court. The habitual felon designation is the result of prior convictions for fleeing to elude arrest with a motor vehicle. That was in April 2003 in Catawba County, second-degree rape in July 2007 in Burke County, and failure to report a new address as a sex offender in May of 2015 in Catawba County. In March of 2023, Catawba County Sheriff's deputies attempted to stop a vehicle driven by Eichert for a fictitious registration, but the driver did not comply, resulting in a chase with speeds more than 15 miles per hour higher than the posted limits. Eichert failed to stop at a stop sign, failed to maintain lane control, and crashed into a power pole. He fled on foot but was apprehended a short time later. Wesley Crow investigated the case for the Catawba County Sheriff's Office. Assistant District Attorney Melanie Earls handled the prosecution with aid from legal assistant Jordan Arney. On October 23rd in Catawba County Superior Court, 31-year-old Stevenson Eugene Clark of Conover was sentenced to serve 6 to 8 years in prison. He pleaded guilty to trafficking methamphetamine by possession. Clark will also be required to pay a mandatory fine of $50,000. On February 13th of this year, Hickory police attempted to stop a vehicle with no lights on, but the driver did not comply. A chase ensued, which ended when officers deployed stop sticks. During the chase, 2 bags were thrown from the vehicle and later found by officers. The bags contained digital scales and a trafficking amount of meth. A large amount of cash was also seized from the vehicle. The case was investigated by Hickory Police Officer Dylan Cassidy and Catawba County Sheriff's Deputy Samuel Helms. Assistant District Attorney Melanie Earls handled the prosecution with aid from legal assistant Jordan Arney. In each case, the sentences were handed down by the Honorable Penn Broyhill, Superior Court Judge from Forsyth County. The defendants will serve their periods of incarceration in the custody of the North Carolina Division of Adult Corrections. With 2 from the Caldwell County Sheriff's Office, here now is WHKY's Arianna Mack.
A Lenoir man was charged with assault inflicting serious injury. 48-year-old Floyd Everett Bethia of Lenore was arrested on Wednesday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. He was charged with one felony count, assault inflicting serious injury, and misdemeanor probation violation. Bethia was jailed under no bond in the Caldwell County Detention Center. A district court date was scheduled for Wednesday. Bethia was on probation as a result of convictions in Caldwell County from July 2023 for second-degree trespass and larceny. He received probation and a 24-month suspended sentence. And a Hudson woman was arrested for possession of controlled substance. 43-year-old Janie Marie Perez of Hudson was arrested on Wednesday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. She was charged with one felony count, possession of Schedule II controlled substance. Perez was jailed under $10,000 secured bond in the Caldwell County Detention Center. A district court date was scheduled for October 24th. Perez has previous convictions in Caldwell County from December 2021 for possession of Schedule II controlled substance. She received probation and a 24-month suspended sentence. I'm Arianna Mack for WHKY.
Thank you, Arianna. And Rob Eastwood has additional details on an arrest in a drug case previously reported by WHKY.
This is the second time this year that this suspect has been arrested on these charges. He was arrested in this case following the search of a home that resulted in the discovery of methamphetamine. 43-year-old Daniel Ray Coleman of Corky Drive in Granite Falls was arrested on Tuesday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with possession with intent to sell and deliver methamphetamine and maintaining a dwelling for controlled substance. On Tuesday, the Sheriff's Office SWAT team and ICE unit executed a search warrant at Coleman's Granite Falls residence. The investigation led to the seizure of more than 20 grams of meth. Earlier this year, Coleman received the same charges after a prior incident. That case is still pending. The drugs seized during the investigation earlier this week have a total street value of $3,030, according to North Carolina state drug guidelines. And following the arrest on Tuesday, Coleman was placed in the Caldwell County Detention Center in Lenore under $25,000 bond. A district court appearance was scheduled on Wednesday. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you all for joining us here on the Crime Report. For WHKY, I'm Ralph Mangum, reminding you to keep it clean and to keep it legal.